Wherever you travel on this planet, the one thing that is certain is that you will find some very impressive predators. To be an impressive predator, you don't have to be large, but you do have to be well adapted to your environment, and also well adapted to take down prey animals. One continent that has an abundance of large predators is of course Africa. Africa's predators are some of the most famous predators on this planet, and are feared and admired by people all over the globe. Some of these predators are of course more famous than others, but which large African mammal is the best predator? There's a few ways in which you can gauge how good a predator is, such as how large their prey items are, how many prey items they dispatch in a day, or how formidable their prey is. You could make an argument for the validity of all of these factors, but the most accepted way of measuring the success of a predator is by looking at their success rates. These rates are usually in the form of a percentage, and shows us on average how successful the predator's hunts are. In this video I will be going through some of the best predators in Africa, as I will be going through 5 African predators with the highest success rates. And for our first species, we'll start off with the most famous predator in Africa, the African lion. When most people think of African predators, they think of the African lion, and there is a good reason behind this. They are one of the most dominant predators in Africa, and very few creatures will mess with an adult. These cats exhibit a lot of sexual dimorphism, with males often being larger and stronger, and of course having their signature manes. Despite their extra size and power, the males are usually the more lazy of the sexes, and the females are often the primary hunters. To be able to survive in some of the harsher areas of sub-Saharan Africa, these lions do have to be very hardy, and in some of the drier areas in which they're found, they will feed on desert melons, and this almost seems out of character for such a large predator. Of course, these melons don't make up a large part of their diet, and in general, they're not the pickiest of eaters. They are highly adaptable, opportunistic feeders, and the list of animals that they feed on is endless. They'll eat anything from mice to giraffes, and will even target other large African predators such as crocodiles and cheetahs. Hunting these predators comes with a very high risk, and this means that every lion hunt is potentially fatal for the lion. The hunting success of lions varies greatly, and depends on how many lions are involved in the hunt, or if the hunt is in the day or the night. Because lions tend to target larger, more dangerous prey, it may explain why they have a lower success rate than other predators in Africa, and the African lion has an average success rate of around 25%. Although this may seem bad at first, it's easy to explain, because lions are extremely opportunistic and will hunt more times than other predators in Africa, and they also go after very large prey with a high risk and high reward. So even though the African lion may not have a very impressive success rate, it is still a very impressive predator nonetheless. But our next large African predator is the spotted hyena. Now there are a few species of hyena across Africa, but the spotted hyena is the largest. Although they have a very dog-like appearance, they are not closely related to dogs, and are instead more closely related to cats, mongooses, and civets. Hyenas live in territorial social groups known as clans, and these clans are dominated by females. These females are larger than the males, and strangely have a pseudo-penis that they give birth through. For some people, the most interesting thing about a hyena is its laugh. Hyenas don't just laugh for fun, but instead the pitch and note frequency of the hyena's laugh can give an indication of its age and social status. When it comes to looking at the spotted hyena as a predator, it is very often misunderstood. Although they will scavenge and steal meals off other predators, they are predators in their own right. The brown and striped hyenas are mostly scavengers, but spotted hyenas are known to hunt as much as lions. Once again, their success rates vary greatly, as solo hyenas have an abysmal success rate, whereas some clans are known to have a success rate of up to 74%. The average, on the other hand, is a lot lower, and the spotted hyenas tend to have a success rate on average of around 35%. This makes them one of the more successful predators in Africa, and is not bad for a species that's mostly seen as a scavenger. But our next species is again another big cat, as next up we have the African leopard. Now unlike the lions, these big cats are mostly solitary creatures, and prefer to spend most of their time alone. They each have their own large territories, and to mark out these territories they scratch trees, and leave urine scent marks. These predators are known for being one of the most elusive big cats, and have heightened senses to help them hunt. It's estimated that they can see 7 times better than us humans in the dark, and this allows them to search out and target prey without them noticing. Just like their fellow big cats, the jaguars, the African leopard also has a melanistic form. This can make them appear completely black, but underneath this coat they still have their famous rosettes. The African leopard is a very efficient hunter, and just like the lion, it has a long list of potential prey. Leopards in different areas have different favoured prey, as some leopards in southern Africa prefer to feed on rock hyrax, whereas the leopards in the Kalahari Desert prefer to feed on bat-eared foxes. When these leopards make a kill, they have to look out for the previously mentioned hyenas. They are more than happy to steal their meals, but the African leopard has found a way around this. African leopards can often be seen hauling their kills up into the trees, and in some cases they will leave them there for long periods of time. After they've eaten their fill, they will leave them there, and may revisit them at a later date. Even though these big cats are very impressive predators, they don't have the highest success rate, as on average it's around 38%. This makes them only slightly better than the spotted hyena, and even though the African leopard is not the most successful predator, you could argue that it's the prettiest, and it's also the most elusive. But for our next species, we once again have another big cat, as I will be focusing on the cheetah. Now the cheetah is the fastest land animal, and is capable of running at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. To be able to run this fast, the cheetah's body is built for speed, and this comes with many advantages and disadvantages. Their speed means that they can catch much more nimble prey, but also means they're very lightweight and they can be easily bullied. Cheetahs will often back away from a fight, and their kills are stolen from them very regularly. Strangely, cheetahs are not classed as social or solitary, and are really a little bit of both. Females only pair up to mate, and then they will stay with their cubs while they raise them. Males are also for the most part solitary, but brothers will often form groups, and they will hunt and live together. The cheetah is a more specialised predator, and because of its size and stature, it tends to go after smaller prey. They'll feed on ground-dwelling birds and small mammals, but the majority of their diet is made up of ungulates. Cheetahs often exert a lot of energy catching these prey items, so it is important that they have a high success rate. In a study in the Serengeti in 2012, scientists observed 192 cheetah pursuits, of which 114 ended in a kill. This really is an impressive return, and puts the cheetah's success rate at around 58%. So not only are these big cats the fastest land predators on this planet, but they are also one of the most successful predators in Africa. But for our final inclusion, instead of having a big cat, we have the African wild dog. Now the African wild dog is one of the prettiest and most striking wild dogs in the world, and they steal many people's hearts with their strangely large ears. These dogs are usually found in packs of around 10 individuals, but some packs have been known to number more than 40. Unfortunately, these large packs are becoming rarer and rarer, as the African wild dog is currently listed as endangered, with an estimated 6,600 individuals being left in the wild. This decline in their numbers is mostly down to habitat loss and hunting, and if nothing is done, we might lose them. Like other canines, the African wild dog is a very intelligent creature, and their pack bonds are very strong. Younger members will often bring back food for older members, and just like some birds, these dogs will even regurgitate meals for pups. The African wild dog's hunting style is very similar to the hunting style that we once had. They use cooperation and teamwork to pursue a prey animal, and they will often chase them to exhaustion. These dogs are very fast in their own right, but what they're known for is their incredible stamina. After their prey eventually gives up, they go in for the kill, but this can sometimes be after miles of running. Unsurprisingly, this hunting style is very effective, and the African hunting dog has a success rate of around 80%. This makes them one of the most impressive predators in the world, but just goes to show no matter how well adapted they are still endangered because of many human-related threats. Of course, there are a few other African predators that could have made it on this list, and if you know of any other mammalian predators with higher success rates, then let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. But until next time, goodbye.